And for entertainment this evening, Bobby Kaanjosa, an internationally recognized pageant coordinator, model agent, and fashion stylist, just won the Namibian franchise for the Miss Petite Global pageant. Bobby is the new Namibian country director for Miss Petite Global contest as part of the agreement. He also founded the pageant Pageant Girls by Bobby K was founded in 2018. And this year he renamed it to Walk by Bobby Kaanjosa, basically just to incorporate the training and the mentorship component. And Bobby now joins us to give us more details on this. Bobby, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're so excited to be here.
I know.
Bobby, let's just get to know you a little bit. Who is Bobby Kaanjosa?
Well, like you said, Bobby Kaanjosa is just a dynamic young man or whatever that just likes to just have fun. And basically, like what you said, I work in the fashion industry as a model trainer, and also now currently I own a place that we mentor and promote the model talent, whether it be female or male. And sometimes occasionally I get into the styling gig, you know.
Okay.
A few times so now, here and there.
Did you style yourself this
I
evening?
did, very short notice, but I had to quickly put on a corset and a blazer and just call it a day.
Amazing. Now, Bobby, why did you see a need to come up with this foundation? At first, it was Pageants for Bobby Kaanjosa, which obviously was just for Pageant Girls, and now you did rename it to that is Walk by Bobby Kaanjosa, which now also incorporates boys as boys and girls. Why did you see a need for this?
Well, the thing is that I think for me, you know what, I always say that I think my purpose in this life is to make other people's dreams come true. And I've been fortunate enough to use the medium of fashion, the medium of modeling to do that. So when I started the company back in 2018, I was like Pageant Girls by Bobby K, which automatically just linked it to just girls. So I was like, okay, cool. So I worked with like a few girls, and then in 2019, I was fortunate enough to work with a male international pageant where I was able to submit, I'm not sure if you know Kennedy Amadila, to that particular pageant, and that's when it got me thinking. And then also at that point when Pageant Girls by Bobby K was founded, it was basically just to select a model and send them to international pageants, and that was about it. There was no training, no mentorship into that regard. So last year, after all, you know, working under the ropes, you know, being able to do the little training, the little mentorship, I was like, how about I make it into a whole thing? So now that's when I did the training component. Now I just train models. I don't need necessarily to work with them on international pageant. As long as you want to learn the etiquettes of modeling, public speaking, or whatever, you can do. And that's when it was changed to Walk by Bobby Kaanjosa, which basically now entails, you know, the training, being able to walk in heels, teaching people how to walk in heels, teaching young girls how to be public speakers, teaching young girls to just, you know, confidence techniques and all these sort of things. And that's how the whole thing came about. But just not just basic girls, but also young men who would like to, you know, step into the fashion industry.
Amazing. Now, I did mention that you are Namibia's new country director for Miss Petite Global contest. Yes. How did this come about, and congratulations?
Thank you so much. Well, the thing is that for me, I'm constantly, because of this, I've been in this pageant industry or the fashion industry for almost 10 years now. So it has always been, you know, you make contacts and links throughout the years and whatnot. So I was one day just browsing through Facebook and I came across the page, Miss Petite Global. And I went through the page and I was checking, I was like, okay, let me just DM them and see if they have Namibia.
Weren't you afraid it's a scam or something?
It's very much. I did my research first. Yeah. So I did my research. I saw they had an edition. I saw the pictures and stuff like that. So I DM'd them. I was like, hey, I'm from Namibia. I'm a pageant director and I'm interested in the franchise. And they were like, okay, send us a proposal. So I had to quickly rush to a quick library and quickly type up a proposal with all my credentials, whoever I worked with and all those sort of things. And two weeks later, they made a poster. They didn't even tell me. They didn't even send an email back to let me know. They just made a poster and put it on social media as the Namibian director. So it also caught me by surprise. And then like a week later, they sent me an email to say, congratulations, you have been appointed.
Amazing.
And I was like, how? But also the thing is that they had like given me 2 months to prepare because the pageant happened, the international pageant happened last weekend in Malaysia.
Nice. Talking about Malaysia, you've successfully sent models to Malaysia, Zambia, Thailand, Botswana, South Africa, the Philippines.
Yes.
Where to next?
Next is China. I have a girl leaving for China in September. I also have another girl leaving for Gambia. I'm so excited for that one because it's an African pageant and it might, matter of fact, it's all paid for. So I might possibly, you know, get a hop on a plane with her and go. But I'm excited for that. That's I have 2 girls going to South Africa again and another one going, like I said, to China.
All right. And which age groups do you mostly work with?
Well, prior to to walk by Bobby, I normally used to work with only sort of 18-year-olds and above, because it's when you need to have the person that's able to conduct themselves and stuff like that. But now with the training component of everything, I've opened it up to at least the youngest person I can work is at least 6 or 7 years old.
Amazing.
Yes.
And how is it in those 6-inch heels?
Oh. Well, it's not easy, but someone has to do it.
All right, Bobby, just looking at the pageantry industry right now, what are some of the changes that you would like to see?
Well, firstly, I keep saying this and I keep preaching all the time, and I possibly might get in trouble for this, but someone has to say it. I think basically, firstly, support. The pageant industry is quite a very big community. In other countries, girls go on to have amazing careers after they compete in the institution of pageantry. And I just hope for more support within like our community, within our corporates and stuff like that. And also just that, one friend was talking about how we need a work together sort of attitude. If you have a skill, I have a skill, or whether we are both, pageant coaches, how about we link our resources and make sure we produce something better rather than, having to say who's going to get this gig.
You know what they say, 2 heads are better than 1.
Thank you very much. So I think the pageant industry needs that kind of support, and we just need to all take our hands together and grow this industry, because I see with the pageant industry, it's really changing, it's growing. I just want it to at least grow at a much faster pace than it is currently in our country.
So what's next for Bobby Kaanjosa?
Well, well, I'm busy working on now on a project. I'm not sure if the world knows about my work with Treasure Shiweda. She is one of my prodigies, and recently she was in South Africa for an international pageant. She's just 13, and she was able to win a pageant, win the pageant in that country. So me and her, or rather my company and her, have partnered up with a Treasure Shiweda Kids classes, which are starting next. It's basically a 6 months project, or a 6 months mentorship program for young kids between the ages of 16 to 18. So whoever is interested, it's more about going from teaching them on how, like I said, how to walk in heels, confidence techniques, public speaking, and all sort of things. And because we recently had like a little small pageant earlier last week, and we saw how kids are very interested, but they're very sort of shy. So that's what sort of prompted the idea. So that's what my next project is now. For the next 6 months, I'll be busy with that. Also, basically working on my other pageant projects, like the girl I said I'm going to send to China, and the ones that's going to Gambia, basically. And
hopefully you can send me to the United States.
I cannot wait. When are you signing up?
Soon. All right, Bobby, thank you so much for joining us this evening, and we wish you all the best with your future endeavors.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bobby Kaanjosa joining us there this evening, and that also wraps up today's edition of the Daily Roundup. We'll be back again next week, same time, same place. From Indapawa Ambambi and the rest of the production crew, have a blessed evening.